Have you ever walked on the job and forgot what you're supposed to do? Have you ever experienced a sudden deficiency in your stoke tank, resulting in a lack of creativity? Are you a self-proclaimed YouTube filmmaker who has finally been given their first job from a paying client? Fear not, I can help you make a fantastic promotional video that is guaranteed to make the client happy. What's up, my name is Leighton, these are some sharks, and this is the Never Fail Shot List. Now, whether you're just starting out as a videographer, whether you've been doing it for a while, or maybe you just have those moments like me where you walk into a place and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Now, I'm a videographer who has mainly been creating promotional content for restaurants, bars, hotels. I've done some corporate stuff, basically anyone who's willing to pay me. I find myself doing the same types of videos where you're basically just walking into a new space, you're showing what's going on, and you're trying to promote whatever the client wants you to promote. So I created the Never Fail Shot List as a safety net so that no matter what happens, I know I can go in there, tick off my list, and I'm gonna have enough content, enough footage to work with and post so that I can actually create a video that makes the client happy and does the job. Okay, so if you go in the description, you'll find the actual screenshot from the list I made in my notes. It's super raw. There's loads of spelling mistakes, not great grammar, and it probably doesn't make sense to everybody. So I'm gonna walk through it, but if you wanna just say peace out and take your goods and go, work away, take it. So I kind of broken these down into sections. This first kind of section, pretty basic, but I usually get through maybe half of it before I've got more of an idea of what I really want to do, and then I can kind of just abandon this and then just shoot whatever I want. So first thing is the 3, 2, 1 wide to close, establishing and setting the scene. So again, does not make any sense. You could have done better in explaining this. Here I am. 3, 2, 1 is the shot that I like to do where you start off really wide and then you get closer and closer. So usually a 3, 2, 1. In my videos, I like to start with the exterior of a place. If it's nice, if it's not nice, then you can just do a wide something. But the overall goal is to establish the setting, the scene, tell your viewer where in the world you are, what's going on, who's involved. This first series of shots are really gonna set the tone and show you what you're gonna expect for the video. All right, next we've got show unique and defining feature. So I tend to do a lot of these videos, but this is how I separate a lot of them from one another, especially bars and like hotels and stuff. You want to show something that's unique to the space you're in, something that just lets people know what exactly and where exactly you are. A lot of the times this is a sign, this is some wall art, this is maybe the bar. Next, show interaction and emotion through individuals. So I tend to do a lot of recaps or event nights, and the client really wants to see people enjoying their product, enjoying the space, just catching a vibe, feeling it, mingling. So this is what you want to do. You want to show people laughing, classic shot. A lot of times when you see people smiling, you kind of smile too, you feel happy. Like when I do that, you kind of like, But you know what I mean? And it really does make the client happy. That's what they want to see. They want to see their customers enjoying themselves. So next we got show action in wide with motion and tight with little to no motion. Like that doesn't make any sense really. There's not a lot of good grammar in there. But basically you want to show action, show something that moves, something that's gonna, you know, stick out in your head in a wide sense, in a wide shot, and then you want to get closer up on that movement because you're kind of providing the context of what's going on and then get closer. So if someone is, like I said, server walking by with drinks, you want to get a close-up of maybe them putting the drink on the table because that's what they're trying to sell. Next, we've got get several angles and perspectives of the main subject. Now, the main subject probably won't be a human. A lot of times it is a featured thing. Like I said, in that car example, it would be the car. Car is the main subject. So you want to get multiple angles, not just like head on, kind of moving or panning. Maybe get lower, get higher, shoot from far away with a tighter lens, shoot closer, wide, all up in the grill. But if it's a drink or it's a food item or it's literally anything, whatever the main subject, the main thing these people are selling, that's what we want to get shots of. So you can get different angles of it, a lot of diversity, so you've got a lot to work with in post. Next thing, get B-roll of main subject and how it works and interacts with surroundings. So if you look in the notes, it says get broll, missed the hyphen, sorry. But yeah, just get some B-roll of it and how it interacts. So if it's a drink, maybe show people holding it, how it's being served and how it's being made, but just kind of get some candid shots of the main subject and how humans interact, how customers would typically interact with said main subject. So that's like that main section. If you fly through that and you're feeling good, you can kind of abandon this list at this point, but I just like to go through anyway and just see if anything sticks out in my head once I walk into a new space, into a new area, or even just the same place I always go to. I sometimes find this helps get some new ideas, new shots in mind. So here we go. Second section, get a feel for the space. So actually show what it's like to be where you are shooting. If this is a restaurant, I typically like to start at the front door and find the longest straight line, and then I'll walk with a wide angle all the way down. And that gives you a lot of good stuff to cut to. You can slow it down in post. You really want to let people know what it's like to be in this place, because oftentimes these people are selling an experience. Next, we got show detail and texture of tactile objects. So what this means is things you can actually touch. Not necessarily things in the roof, but things people can actually, if they were a customer, if they were just in the place you're in shooting, what are things they could actually touch, things they can associate with their brain of like, oh, that's a shot of grass. I know what grass feels like. It feels like grass. This, again, is like another subconscious layer of your video that's gonna stick out. People are gonna be like, oh, they're not gonna know why your video is good. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm still thinking about that guy's video. They don't know why. Yeah, up here, dog, I'm in your dome. Next, we got a similar thing to what I said before. Show what it's like to actually walk through the area, the venue, the place you're at. So again, I kind of talked about kind of just walking in a straight line. Maybe you want to show a perspective from someone who's sitting down in a chair. Maybe you want to see a bit of POV if you're driving a car, so get wide angle right in the driver's seat. I don't know, man, get creative with this one. Just basically, again, show what it's like to be there. Next, you should try to get a good slow-mo moment. Now, I don't know about you, but I love me some slow-mo. And if there's ever a moment, wherever I am, I think it's always good to try to get something that would look cool. Most of us have the ability to shoot even half speed, you know, whether that's 60 or 50 frames. But yeah, try to get something that's a bit unique, a bit creative. Again, you want to set yourself apart from the rest, but you also want to please the client. You also want to enjoy yourself when you're getting to film. So try to find something slow-mo, if that's like a pan when you go, you know, when they swoop it up and it goes, that'd be a cool slow-mo moment. Just be mindful of lights because they do tend to flicker in a lot of these places. Next, we've got shoot at 3 different levels. Now, I think this is really important, and I actually forget to do this a lot myself. But whenever you walk into a space, you typically only shoot here, or you shoot here like chest to chin level. But try to move up and down, maybe super low, like you're shooting skateboarding, or maybe nice and high, but not like too overly high. That's like unrealistic for a human being to see. Even if it's just from here to like waist height, those are 2 different angles. And then here's another one. You know, just get creative with this one. Just adds a bit of diversity to your edit and gives you a lot to work with in post. So that's that section. Moving on, we're getting even more broad, getting more meta. This is just get a creative shot. This is up to you. Get something that just is weird and that could look cool, but probably you're not gonna use. This is your chance to just kind of walk around and just get as creative as you can. But yeah, typically I don't get this far on the list. I've already got my shots and left. But next we got shoot through objects and people. So you can't use that for your creative shot, but you gotta kind of use different elements in the foreground to frame your shot. I like to use like menus or like things on a table on a bar, and you shoot through that, or humans whenever they're interacting, you shoot through their arms, so you shoot through the 2 people going, and I'm over here like drinking my coffee. That's what's up, good shot. Next, we gotta get a signature shot. Now, if you are a YouTuber, you typically already think you're sick and you've got your own signature style. So this is where you can slip that in. If you don't think you have a signature shot, here's your chance to make one. Yeah, just something that's unique to you, something that you are gonna be able to capture that no one else is thinking of. Right, so that's pretty much it for the shot list. I got 2 more points in the bottom here. It's capture a good amount of audio ambience and over capture audio of the subject. Now these are in the very bottom, which is terrible for me because I always forget these ones. And honestly, some good room tone of wherever you're in makes a big difference in the video. Even if you're posting it on Instagram where there's like an 80% chance no one's gonna listen to what your video sounds like, it's good to have room tone. It sets an atmosphere. Again, you're working on some subconscious levels that make you way better than majority of people out there who are making videos. So get some good ambience of just whatever's going on. If it's chefs cooking, get those clinks, those Peter McKinnon noises, and over capture audio of the subject, because it's always good to have sound to work with. I don't know if you've noticed, but audio is extremely important to video. And if you're wondering like, yo, how am I gonna get this audio? Do I just use my mic, my little on camera? You could. I like to use this, which I'm recording with right now. It is super diverse and super nimble. It's the good old Zoom handy recorder. But yeah, what this means is that I can basically just have this dedicated sound thing that's gonna record better quality sound, more depth, and I can actually control the volume a lot easier than what my camera does. So yeah, even just setting it down, flicking it on, it's good enough room tone for me, to be honest. Get as serious about your audio as you want. don't know if it's gonna pay off in these types of videos, but yeah, it's just always good to have some good quality audio to work with. Makes a big difference. So that's the never fail shot list. Again, download link in the description below. I also might just copy and paste everything so that you can also copy and paste it and maybe add it to your own notes where you can add things or correct my spelling and grammar. And if you have any questions about some of the shots I mentioned, or just need some more clarification, or just, I don't know, you want to ask me a question, fire me one in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram at YoungLensFlare on Instagram. Sweet, that's everything I got to say. Bye. There's right there. That's the big boy. Tony. Jeremy's over here, looking fierce. Susie, back up. Girl, you don't belong here. Oh, Susie for you. Classic.